Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. What do we have here on a Monday?
I love Mondays.
Why do you love Mondays so much?
Because Monday means that there's another day where people need motivation and we can continue planning world domination.
Amen.
Yep.
Is that your favorite day of the week?
I just wanted to say every day is my favorite day. Every day I get to wake up is my favorite day.
What's your favorite day of the week? And is it Monday? Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Chris. Good morning,
Jessica.
Jeanette. Good morning, Tombs. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Nicole. Carrie. Good morning. I think we already said Stacy. Good morning, Elessa. Is that Elessa? Elessa, I think I'm not familiar with your name yet. So drop us a comment. Tell us where you're from. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Rachel.
Amanda.
Rachel, where are you from? Drop a comment. If there's any new names, we like to be very connected and all in each other's business in this community. So
Good morning, Stephanie, Tam,
another
Beth,
week to kick ass.
Dawn, what's up? Wednesday, Sunday, Friday. Good morning, Amber and Andrea and
Good
Mandy.
morning, Mandy.
All right, Pittsburgh.
In the house. Pennsylvania. Amazing. All right, everybody. Good morning. So today we're going to talk about some hippie shit.
Some woo-woo.
Some hippie stuff. So, who in here is a hippie? I'm curious to know if you would consider yourself a hippie. Now, I feel like there is like a hippie spectrum.
I'm going to look up the word hippie.
Let's look up the word hippie.
I'm going to look up the word hippie definition.
And do you consider yourself a hippie? We're gonna define the word. So hippie is with an IE.
Thank you.
That's okay. You don't need to win spelling bee in order to.
If you stick around us long enough, you'll learn really quick. I didn't win any spelling bees or any math competitions, but that's okay. So, a person of unconventional appearance, typically having long hair. So, all females who are unconventional in their appearance are hippies. What is conventional, anyways?
Like they wear like overalls.
No, what's conventional?
True.
Who gets to decide that? Okay, hold on. Let me continue. Associated with a subculture involving a rejection of
conventional values
and the taking of hallucinogenic drugs.
Oh my God, they're totally like.
Hey, bro.
They're totally like making it like
It's like they're talking about like 70s hippies.
Yeah, like
legit,
like in those field parties and
the
stuff.
The beginning of the hippie era.
Yeah.
When hippie became a word.
Who in here would consider themselves a hippie? I feel like there's a hippie spectrum. Do you think your brother is a hippie? Your brother, Anna? For sure, right?
But he's still like, I mean, there's a spectrum, and there's also what is our own definition of hippie.
So I feel like, and of course we'd love your input, you know, on the spectrum of hippie, one would be the very proper, obviously non-hippie person, and the 10 would be like, let's say if it's a female, long hair, she doesn't use any deodorant, definitely does not shave her legs and armpits. Most likely she comes from Brooklyn or Portland.
She loves granola.
She loves granola. And the trees. She always has this massive water bottle flask with like 20 different stickers.
She wears Crocs.
No. The Birkenstocks.
The Tesla. No, the Tesla. The Tella.
No,
sandals.
the Birkenstocks sandals with the 3 big things, like the, right?
Yeah, those are Birkenstocks?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're talking about with the buckle kind of things. I'm talking about like the ones that strap around your heel.
No, Oh, like a Jesus sandal?
Wait, and also...
She has like 20 stickers on her water bottle.
And her car.
Yes, one from each national park. She most likely has 20 cats.
And and a mattress in the back of her bed with no seats. Incense burning everywhere.
Yes.
And she lives her head in the clouds.
That's a 10.
Woof.
That's a 10.
Okay, so Jeanette says what I typically think of a hippie would be like people that were at Woodstock. I'm definitely not there, but recently switched to shave head hairstyle. I guess it's unconventional. Eccentric minus the drugs. Yes. We got some hippies in Junelin and Tombs. My sister-in-law is nerdy.
Good morning, Allie Romer.
What about the pants with the bell bottoms? With they flare out. I would call that like the 70s hippie. We've modernized the term hippie. Tivas. Those are the sandals.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Totally knew what I was.
Takes a hippie to tell us what that is.
Oh my gosh. Subaru. Yes, good addition.
Definitely.
But like a really old Forester. Like I said, no seats in the back, just a mattress. Okay.
Tombs. I would put Tombs as at a 7 on the hippie spectrum. Where would you put yourself in the hippie spectrum? Each and every one of you guys, drop a comment. Where would you put yourself?
We described a 10.
We describe a 10, and 1 is like, let's say, like a super proper Martha's Vineyard person. How would you rate yourself?
Probably like a 5. I have hippie-ish qualities, but not.
True.
I also am.
I would rate myself as a 6.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Guess
sure.
what? The cool thing about you living your life is you get to decide for your own self.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. So, one thing that, and by the way, we live in a very like hippie chic area. And this is something that we truly embrace. But of course, it doesn't, like, you define your own life. So you want to be a hippie, and you want to go overboard with it and like make granola, wear Tivas, and like have...
Make your own soap.
Yeah, amazing. Like, if you're very anti that, then amazing too. But to be honest, if you're very anti that, you probably are not in this group, because I think our people are kind of hippie. Some of them are on the hippier side, but
yeah. So we have some numbers here because you asked them
yeah.
for some numbers. So let's see. Wow. Okay. There's we got a 5, we got a 3, a 2, a 4, a 3. This seems pretty right for our community. We got a 4, a 5, a 7.
Really, Sarah Novik?
Jen Color a 0.
Yeah, true.
5 or 6, 4. Here's the thing. We all still slightly have our own different ideas of what that word hippie means, depending on, for one, how old we are, and how we grew up,
True.
right? Jen Kohler said 0.
By the way,
of hippie is going to be different than our idea of hippie.
happy birthday on Jen.
Jen! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer Kohler. Happy birthday to you.
Amazing. Okay, so one thing that if you rated yourself 5 or above, you for sure use this term on a more regular basis, and that is the universe. The universe. The hippier you are, the more the universe speaks to you. For some hippies, like if you're closer on the spectrum of 8 above, and I'm saying it with so much love, I really am, because there's definitely like, I'm hippie-ish.
There's moments of more hippiness and less too. Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But like some hippies like have the trees talk to them. and the birds, like on a regular basis, and it's like totally fine.
That's
Either
the
way, it's cool.
hallucinogenic drugs. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, something that hippies always say is the word the universe, right? So they believe in a supernatural power called the universe. Now, we know that hippies definitely believe in that supernatural power. You may not, and depending on where you are in that spectrum, you may have heard of that before. Now, one of the supernatural laws are the law of attraction, right? And a lot of people who are either more religious are extremely uncomfortable about it, or if you're super modern, like as either like a 0 or a 1, you might think that this is really woo-woo. However, regardless of where you put yourself in the spectrum, this is a topic that we want to bring to your attention, because the law of attraction really is a thing.
And regardless, just asking you to be open-minded, because here's the thing, and I'll tell you from our own experience too, both of us, like when we hear different concepts or different ideas, we're always a little bit skeptical, because we understand that you never know unless you try something for yourself. It doesn't matter what success or failures anybody else has had before you with whatever concept it is that you're trying to adopt or be open-minded to. The only way you really know if something works for you is if you try that thing, right? Now, some things are more attractive to try than others, like keto or intermittent fasting, because there's so much talk around it. And it's the result that we're looking for, right? And then what method gets you to the result that you want? So any concept that you hear, the only way you actually know if it's right for you is if you're open-minded enough to give it a shot. We miss 100% of the shots that we don't take. That poster was up in my locker room when I played basketball, and I'll never forget. Like, yeah, if you don't take a shot, you miss it every time, 100% of the time. So all that is to say, encourage you to be open-minded, regardless of where you're at with any kind of hippiness or woo-woo.
Yeah, so one law that is not denied by anybody is the law of gravity, right? Because, I mean, if I was to drop this pen, right, it's going to fall, right? Because gravity takes full effect on planet Earth, right? So it's one of the universal laws. Another universal law is the law of attraction. And, unlike gravity, which everybody embraces because you can directly see it, right? It's not something that requires feeling. You just see it, right? I told you about my story from me jumping off of a cliff on Thursday, right? Like basically the law of gravity literally ruptured my butt because of the pressure, right? Like gravity just took me down like 50 feet and, anyways, but the law of attraction is another universal law that more often than not is something that, for one, is not recognized because not enough people talk about it, and for two, is something that brings up a lot of skepticism.
It's denied
for a lot of people because it is practiced by hippies, right? And something that we know, if you're more on the hippier side, then you know that you're more connected to things on a deeper level. Like when you meet somebody, chances are that you're able to already tell whether they're going to be good for you in your life or not, versus somebody who's completely out of touch. And this is not to really judge anybody. It's just a reality, and it's, from me studying people, it's something that I've learned. Also, the most successful people in the world they all practice the law of attraction. So you know whether you practice the law of attraction based off of the language that you use. And now most people don't even realize that because the law of attraction is not something that they talk about. So now, you know, basically a very simple way to describe the law of attraction is thoughts become things, right? However, your thoughts formulate into your words formulate into your actions formulate into your reality. Nothing ever happens by accident. However, most people are not even aware of it. And that's why it's important to talk about it. So like, I want to bring up some examples of the law of attraction. Like, I want you to think about, you know, something that you really wanted when you were a kid. I guarantee you that most of the time you did get what you wanted because you knew that you wanted it, right? Your words spoke in alignment about how much you wanted it, right? And therefore you received it, right? Like, for example, when you wanted a new pair of shoes, like that's what made me think about it.
I think that that's more of a matter of how like relentless kids are when they want something and how many shits they just really don't give. Like, kids will throw themselves on the ground for a fucking Kit Kat in the grocery store and scream and make a scene, and they're just trying to sell their parent on the fact that they want a Kit Kat. But at the same time, and I think that kids maybe, it comes down to also not just your level of hippiness, but your level of self-awareness and presence. Like, ability to be present in a moment and feel and think deeply. I think that there are a lot of people who are walking through life very numb, on autopilot, going through the motions, right? Get up, have your coffee, take a shower, go to work, do the work things, come home, maybe go work out, make dinner, go to bed, repeat. And it's just, there's so much autopilot. And then we just look forward to the weekend. And now, considering there's been a lot of change in the entire world, things are a bit different. And actually people are now, you've either gone one of two directions, maybe you're even more scattered and you've gone crazy, or you've found a place to be present and create a different kind of structure for yourself. Or for people who are working even more, how do you then, with the added stress and hours, find peace and calm within yourself? And I think those are kind of similar things that go along with this principle too. Because the law of gravity is something we can all see. It can't be denied. Our feet are stuck to the ground, right? We are stuck to whatever it is that is pulling us towards, right? So in the law of attraction, it's not something that is seen. It's something that has to be experienced
and felt.
Yeah. And when you fully surrender and allow yourself to be open-minded enough to put yourself essentially on the same frequency, right? Like a radio is how it's often described. Yeah. If you want to listen to this station, but you're on the wrong frequency, you're not going to hear what's going on here. So if this is what you want, but you're on this frequency, you're in the wrong place. And so, which would mean then you're focused on the wrong things. Maybe you're focused on what you don't want rather than what you do want. And that's a very simple way to make the shift and get back to the frequency of what it is that you're working to achieve. And I think that's actually a really great place to start. But
yeah, so I want to get into the part of, okay, so like now you're aware about the fact that the law of attraction is a thing. If you weren't aware of it until now you are, okay? So like Erin said, the law of attraction will provide to you whatever it is that you are thinking about, okay? But in order to do that, you need to get on the same wavelength, right? Literally just like in the radio. So now, how do you do that, right? The first thing that you're gonna have to do is you have to get present and you have to think about it. Here's the thing. Most people, because like Erin said, because most people live their life just being fully numb, for one, they don't know what they want.
First,
right? They're not present about what they want.
It first starts with you giving yourself the freedom to breathe, to dream without limitation. What do you want? Like, what's your perfect world? Not what you think you're maybe, possibly, perhaps, hopefully, by chance capable of, but what do you want? Mm-hmm. Right? Because that is the only way it's going to start, with bringing it into existence. You have to give yourself the permission to dream with no limitation.
So awareness is always step one, right? The first thing, the next thing that you have to do after you become aware about it is you need to either write it down, okay, or you need to talk about it, right? Because that's the only thing that's going to bring you to action. Now, this is when you need to start watching your language. I hear this all the time. Like, most people talk about more often the things that they don't want rather than the things that they want. And then they're surprised why they don't get, anything. It's because they're attracting the negative things.
Yeah, if you've ever...
Go ahead.
If you've ever said, like, oh, I'm not one of the lucky ones, or I'm so unlucky.
Or I don't want to gain weight.
Yeah. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to be fat. Yeah.
I don't want to be on medications.
Yeah, it's even too just happens, like, I catch myself nearly every single day beginning to say something I don't want, and I have to intentionally switch it into what I do want.
So now you're like, I would consider you a pro manifester, just so you know. But like, she's on a complete other different spectrum. Like, I want to bring it back to you guys, because I guarantee you that for most people in the room, okay, especially if you're on the lower spectrum of hippiness, because for one, you probably weren't aware of this before. I want you to catch yourself and like see how many times throughout the day do you talk about the things that you don't actually want. So now think about it this way, right? The more you do that, the more far off you are from that frequency. So you're living your life getting farther and farther away from being that frequency, on that frequency, right? And then you wonder why you're not receiving whatever it is that you want, because you're putting your energy and your attention, all of it, on the things that you don't desire, right? Now thoughts become things. You said, I don't. You already put attention on the things that you, on the negative thing.
Can I give a really quick, clear example of what's happening right now? I don't want to get the coronavirus.
Yeah.
When you could say, I want to stay healthy. Just a very simple example.
Right. Exactly. So, because the universe, right? I mean, the concept of time, like 24 hours in a day, whatever, this is something that was created by man, right? Like, in order to live in a more modern society, so that, everybody will be on the same, like, will have the same structure as far as time goes. Now, the universe, right? Like, as far as time goes, like, it goes in its own way. Right? So like, I want you to think about it. Let's say for years you've been practicing, I don't want this. I don't want to be unhappy. I don't want to date a person who looks blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Like, you're so far off on the frequency wavelength. And because the universe, right, like, doesn't just like bring it to you now. I mean, it could, but it could be years from now. right? Like, it's important to have an expectation that the only thing for you to do is, for one, to be aware, which you are right now, okay? And the next thing that you need to do is to do more of thinking of the positive and what it is that you do want. You have to eliminate like all the negativity, absolutely, that's in your head. And that's why we always talk about the power of environment too, because if you hear around you people saying, don't blah, 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 it brings these thoughts into your head, right? So like your brain is literally like a sponge. Thoughts become things. The more you think about something, the more you are attracting it, right?
Yeah, and it's not, most likely not like even your fault. These are things that get ingrained into our subconscious, and then they become habits and patterns based off of what we hear when we're growing up. And if we think about it, most of everyone everywhere is easier to say I don't want X than how they do want it to happen, right? And it might seem silly, but another example is like I don't want cheese on my sandwich versus saying I'd rather have my sandwich without cheese. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't seem like it's that different, but it's how it's scripted in your mind, right? So you put it in a positive light, in a this is how I want it kind of light, not this is how I don't want it kind of light. And it takes time, but I would challenge you, okay, this is going to be called positivity challenge. Hashtag positivity challenge. Okay, so anytime today, if you catch yourself saying, I don't want, whatever would follow that, stop yourself, change it around so that it is what you do want. And then I want you to make a post on the Erin Sarit page.
Wait. I want to add to it.
Okay.
Because I want to bring it full circle into like, for some of you guys, how far off you're on that spectrum. Just being like fully honest. That's why when some people like get on their weight loss journey, they achieve results really fast, and some people don't, because it's more thinking than anything else, right? It's all about like, and that's why, for example, for you, Crystal, Catalina, it's really no wonder why you're receiving all these things, because you're kind of a manifester, and you know that. And you know, like, we teach you tools that are in full alignment with the way that you think already. So before, you just didn't have the tools and the support, but you had the thinking, right? And now it's in full alignment, and 2 weeks later, like, friends that you didn't see in 2 weeks see you, and they're like, what the heck have you been doing in just 2 weeks, right? But some of you guys may be so strict following this and that, and you're like, I don't get it. Why is blah, blah, blah? It's because your thoughts are messed up. And it's not, and I mean, it's somewhat your fault, but you're thinking about the wrong things, and therefore your actions are not in full alignment. And if they are in alignment, then it's not at the rate that you should follow through it. So, you know, just want to relate it to weight loss real quick. But, you know, when you catch yourself today saying, I don't want, for one, tally it up. Tally it up. And then by the end of the day, I'm curious to know, how many times a day do you manifest the negative things? Because I guarantee you that for some of you guys, it's at least 20 times a day, if not more.
Yeah.
But if you're a manifester and you're 100% aware of the law of attraction, then like, you either don't use that language at all, or when you do, you catch yourself real quick and you change that. So you're on the same frequency, right? And now when you're in the same frequency, right, as far as your thoughts go, then your actions are going to be in more alignment. Like if somebody says, I have to lose weight, I have to lose weight, I have to lose weight, you're telling the universe that you're gonna need to lose weight, and therefore you're in a state that you're not happy in.
You know what? A lot of people actually do use that phrase, like, I want to lose weight, which is a positive thing, right?
I want to lose weight and I have to lose weight is different.
Yeah, yes, but it's still, they're both still within a positive form. you're saying what you want, right? I want to lose weight. I have to lose weight. You're still saying the direction you want it to go, not the direction you don't want it to go.
Sure. Well, I will call it Manifestation 101. There's 202 as well.
I think there's, we could go deep, but the thing is, where do we start? Without getting overwhelmed, tally up the ones you can actually keep track of when you're about to say something in from a negative perspective, switch it, and then, make a post of, if you recognize one of them, make a post on the Erin Sarit page. It's like light bulb moment. If you have a light bulb moment, make a post and tell us about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all I got for today.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much. If you thought either this was funny, which, hey, if you were here in the beginning, I don't know how you can not. Laughter's contagious, and I know part of the time I was laughing because Sarit was laughing, but also things were hilarious at the beginning of this. For 2, if something was helpful or valuable to you, or if you thought of somebody, or you just really like us and you want to support us, please share this. You can either click the share button and put it on your Facebook page or whatever, or you can tag people in this, depending on where you're watching it from. But thank you so much for being here.
Or if you're like, I know somebody who can definitely benefit from this, but I don't want to put them on the spot, then if you don't know this, we do transfer all these recordings over to YouTube. Just send them the link from YouTube and send it to their phone or something and say, when you get a chance, please listen to that, or forward them the email.
So that's why I said, depending on where you're watching, click the share button, because there's a share button on all the things.
Oh, so, my apologies.
That's okay.
I do have one more thing to add. So at 9 a.m. Pacific time this morning, we will be doing a workout for the She Moves for X Endurance. And this workout is going to be one of the burn zone workouts. I think it's going to be workout number 26, something like that. So for one, if you already finished the Rise Above program and you're like, what do I do next? I mean, yes, you can keep on repeating the same thing, but repeating it will, 1, get boring, and 2, will get inefficient at some point. So you'll need a different plan. Or for 2, you're curious to see what the burn zone is all about and you haven't tried it yet. Please join us at 9 a.m. this morning. Pacific time, because we will be doing it on Zoom for them, but because we want to, of course, any opportunity we get to be more of service to you guys, we will hop on our phones as well, and we'll be doing that workout in the group on live. So if you're not already in the Burn Zone group and you're like, I don't have a plan for today, or I want to see what this is about because the Rise Above is ending soon. You just want to have fun doing your workout. Yeah, or if you just want to hang out with us a little more, or if not with us, then with Boogie, because we realized that at 7 a.m. he's still too tired to show up. He does not care right now, but anything or anybody, we had to have a conversation with him, and he's like, I don't care. Yep. He's
don't even care.
So anyways, that's that. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow at 6:30 a.m.
Bye.